Wine Country. It's easily located in Santa Rosa off the 101 Fountain Grove Parkway exit. Call 707 578 6101. That's 707 578 6101 or visit fountaingroveinn.com.
Welcome back. We're just getting ready. We're tuning up the instrumentation here. We are flying at 60,000 feet on the very cusp of outer space, dive bombing the pernicious peddlers of the pornographic politic. Now, what we said earlier in our first segment is that what we don't want is a CPA running the country. We want a dynamic leader. Does that leader exist in the culture today? I don't know. I don't think I've seen it so far. You see little whispers of it. You see a little glimpses of it. What I want is somebody who is rock solid in putting leadership above problem solving right now, because problem solving comes from leadership. You know, if you want a CPA to figure out what 2 and 2 is, you can hire that guy. They're all over the place. They're at every intersection off the freeway. You can get one of those guys. You know what I mean, Mike? I mean, they're all over the place. But what you want is somebody special. You want somebody who understands what's missing in the country and talk to the American people in the way that they should be talked to. And that has to do with God and country. It has to do with family. It has to do with life. It has to do with understanding what the American system is. We've been beaten over the head for the last 40 years by the left. They have battered America into believing that their beliefs, the beliefs of America, are just a fringe politic. You know, it's an extreme affectation of old-fashioned white America, the powdered wigs of those old jackasses that landed at Plymouth Rock and worked their way into fighting the British and writing this terribly anachronistic charter that has no reason or place in this great culture of technology. How can the Constitution and all of those people stand the test of time against the iPhone, and all the technology, and we've been taught to believe that maybe the Constitution is outdated. Maybe we've got to get rid of it, and therefore you can trust us. You can trust Hillary. Hank Clinton. I call her Hank because of the obvious reasons. Do you believe in Hillary? Do you believe in Hank? Do you believe in Donna Shalala and all of these reprobates and all the people that represent a failed politic? Are you going to stand around and watch the Constitution go down the drain because you've been battered for the last 45 years into believing that common sense and decency is outdated? And that's what the American left has been so successful in doing. They've been extremely successful in getting you to compromise your beliefs. And remember, compromising the truth is not what you want to do. You don't want to do that. Liberals want to redefine truth, and they've been very successful at it. And the proof of the pudding is in the White House today. You don't have to make any excuses about it. People have been asleep. The American contingency who today are being challenged and asked, they have to wake up. If you don't wake up and realize that you have to not only vote for anybody that comes out of the Republican the pack, anybody, then you're a complete moron. You're going to lose your freedoms and your liberty, not only for yourself but for your children and for generations to come, and probably forever. This great country can only last and stand when the citizenry is informed and active. And anything short of that, anything short of everybody who is voting age and registered has to vote. They've got to vote for a Republican. Hopefully within that pack you find a conservative who is a leader. I think Michelle Bachmann can be a leader. I think that Rick Perry can be a leader. I think that Mitt Romney can be a leader. I'm a little shy on Mitt Romney because I believe he's a politician. And I believe that he's more concerned about waving his business abilities in front of your face and getting you to believe that just because he can add 2 and 2 to 4 means that he's able to lead. I don't know if he can lead. He believes in cap and trade, you know. He believes that
he does?
He believes in global warming. He actually believes that human beings have a place in the heating of the globe, you know, and that to me disqualifies him in my book. But if he happens to surface and we can rally around the guy, you got to put him in there and hope to God he can turn it around. Remember, there's getting elected, get this guy out, stop the progression of this liberal sickness. And then there's the other fact of turning it around. And we want to talk a little bit about...
So instead of hope and change, you're talking about stop and hope. Stop what's going on and hope that the guy we get in there can handle the deal.
Well, yeah, but I don't use hope because I don't want to use it's a small h. You know, I don't want to politicize it to the point because this other guy has branded the word hope.
Gotcha.
And I don't want to fall into that mindset. But Michelle Bachmann, I think whoever it is, and I like her. I certainly like her heart and her spirit. Rick Perry as well. I guess Mitt Romney too. But here's what's going to have to happen. Here's what you're going to get. Get ready for the $1 billion assault. The $1 billion assault that is going to hit these Republican candidates like a tsunami. Which one is able to withstand the $1 billion assault? Which one is going to be able to stand up and clearly push away the main thrust of the attack against them, because they can't run on anything. They can't run on anything that they've accomplished because they've not accomplished anything. Remember what we talked about a couple of weeks ago, I'll remind you, is that this president believes in the destruction of America. This is not an accident where we are. This guy, after 3 years, has been extremely successful. This November will be 3 years. Actually, January will be 3 years. He's been extremely successful in destroying the fabric and the connective tissue that is America. And that is the middle class, that is big government putting everybody on payroll, paying for them cradle to grave, taking the model and redistributing wealth from the people who produce in this country to the bums and the people who are on welfare, and to promote the infrastructure of America's bad. We want to be like Europe. Europe right now is really suffering, and that's the road he wants to take us down. All a Republican candidate has to do in their campaigning is to realize that the model that we are on is the model that is killing Europe, that has killed most of the world and wherever that politic has been. And you have to be able to talk on that type of platform in order to get people's attention, and then start talking about what it's going to take to solve the problems. Everybody's running around waiting for someone to come up with the answer. You hear these Democrats and these liberals all the time. We got to have a meeting to find out how to kickstart get out of the way. Just get out of the way. Retire, clean house, get out of the way, and everything will seek its level of common sense. Allow capitalism to work and allow good people to be in charge. We'll be right back.